the other day, I just happened to stumble upon this Reddit forum from last year at like Halloween time, and the Reddit forum is called like, what is the creepiest, most disturbing, darkest thing your child has ever said? I started reading them, and then I was like, why don't I read them with you guys? My niece drew a picture of a man in her room that she kept telling her parents about. He had 2 different colored eyes, and one was gray. When asked why it was gray, she responded, because he can see the storm coming. I don't really think that's that scary. I mean, it is kind of creepy that a little kid would come up with that, but like, not that bad. We were driving down a dark, snowy highway late one evening, final stretch of a 16-hour-long road trip. My son, who was around 4 or 5 at the time, was in the back seat and becoming a bit restless. He suddenly covered his face with a blanket and announced loudly, "I don't want to get glass on my face." A few moments later, a pickup truck towing some snowmobiles pulled out in front of a tractor trailer a few cars in front of us and got hit, spinning out into the median. Fortunately, we avoided the accident completely. It was indeed a bit creepy, though. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I think of kids as being sort of like animals. Like, they're not quite humans yet, so this makes sense to me. Like, they're just detecting the danger just like an animal would do. As adults, I feel like we kind of grow out of that. My 3-year-old daughter was in the bath playing with her toys and laughing. Suddenly, her face deadpans. She looks me in the eye and tells me in a serious voice, "Mummy, if you bit and ate all my fingers, I wouldn't love you anymore." You know what? She's setting boundaries early. Good for her. My 6-year-old daughter in the passenger seat a few days ago looked at me and said, "Dad, when I'm 7, I'm going to kill you." No, wait, when I'm 8. I had to ask, "How are you going to do that?" She smiled and said, "I'm gonna drive over your head with a car." Is that kid gonna grow up and be a serial killer? Possibly. I'm so scared. I need to check in with this person. Can I leave a comment and be like, are you still alive? Is that possible? I have a 3-year-old daughter. She tells me that a red man comes to her room at night through her window. His name is Consequences, and he's mean to her. She said he hurts her and stares at her while she's in bed. She says that he comes in a spaceship with other red men. I have no idea where she would get the material for this story, and she really believes it. I've locked her window for her and pulled the blinds, all in an attempt to convince her that no one is getting through her window. Sometimes in the morning she'll say, "It didn't work, Mama. Consequence got in last night. I hope it's a phase and it will pass." Could be an alien, I don't know. My 4-year-old son said, "Daddy, I want to drill into your dummy, crawl inside, and eat your dinner." Where do kids come? This is why I don't have kids! When I was about 3 years old, we had a cat that had stillborn kittens. I asked my father if we could make crosses for them, which he did. As he was making them, I asked, "Aren't those too small?" My dad said, "What do you mean?" Me, "Aren't we going to nail them to them?" What? My dad, after several moments of silence, "We're not gonna do that." Me, "Oh." What do you want to bet she grew up in a Christian family? My daughter was about 2. I was giving her a bath. At the time, I was in the beginning of a mental breakdown due to marital stress. One of the things I tend to do is sort of live in a different world in my head, while in real life I'm on autopilot. I'm terrified for the child whose parent is living in an imaginary world. I feel like I need to check in on this one too. When my son was small, I was talking to him about growing potatoes. I described how you bank up the earth around them as they grow, and he said, "I used to do that when I was an old man." Proof of reincarnation right here. I was with my sister, her husband, and their 2-year-old daughter. We were talking about loved ones that had recently passed. My brother-in-law went and grabbed a picture of his mother who had died in a car crash when he was 6 to show me. When my niece saw the picture, she started laughing. We asked her what was so funny. She looked at us and said, "That's my special friend who sings to me." I still shiver a bit just thinking about this. These are really creepy. I don't know, like... A child I was working with in preschool said, "You have a baby inside you, but you won't be a mommy. I found out I was pregnant that day and miscarried the next week." There are so many kids in this thread that are predicting miscarriages. Like, I don't know if it's an animal thing, like they sense like animals sense, or I don't know, but that's scary. Playing tea party, a little one keeps passing me cake. I dutifully eat each piece she passes me. "It was poison, you died," she said. She then proceeded to chop me up, mix my chopped parts up with some spice in a pot, and serve the resulting stew to her mother. That sounds like something I would have done as a kid. My 6-year-old nephew told my brother that everyone on Earth was a figment of Jonah's imagination, and that when Jonah wakes up, we'll all disappear. When asked who Jonah is, he replied verbatim, "He's the one who sleeps, the dreamer in the dream." I've heard theories like this that adults have. That's the scary thing. I used to work at a daycare that was adjacent to a large cemetery. Sometimes the kids would gather at the fence and stare into the cemetery, talking about a little boy they wanted to play with. As it turns out, the part of the cemetery that bordered the fence was the same part where all the kids and babies are buried. Okay, that was pretty much it. I have decided I don't want kids. They're too creepy. They sense things that I can't sense. If you guys liked this video, you guys can like it down below. Of course, you can also turn on that bell notification thing if you want. You can subscribe if you want, all that good stuff. I am putting out a new video every day throughout October, for the rest of October, for Vlogoween, 31 days of Halloween, however you want to call it. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!